Is WTAP News at 6.
The storm last night caused some damage in Parkersburg. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. Parkersburg residents are cleaning up after last night's storm. Businesses like South Hills Golf Course and Greenscape Landscaping are dealing with the aftermath. Large trees are down on the course and the office for Greenscape has water damage. Residents of the area are dealing with the same issues. One house had a tree fall on it and properties on Guyon Meadows have siding and shingles blown off. As of now, businesses and residents are thankful it wasn't worse and they are able to pick up the pieces.
Absolutely. It could have been worse. I've been out and I've seen worse. We do have a tree down in the back. It just missed our greenhouse back there, and then there's on the back side of these apartments there's trees all the way down through there down, but nothing hit us. None of the trees hit us.
Well, we slowed down today, so we've got all the crews here on doing cleanup for today. So hopefully by the end of the day we should have it under control, good enough to get back to normal tomorrow.
We will have more about the storm damage from last night during our 10 and 11 p.m. newscasts. Well, speaking of the weather, it's a much sunnier day after those storms. Meteorologist Kirk Greenfield joins us now with the first look at your forecast. Kirk?
You've got it. Sunnier, more pleasant, but a little bit warmer yet here as we take a look at the Highmark, West Virginia sky cam. 83 degrees. It feels like 85. Relative humidity is 58%. The wind is calm and the barometer 30.07 inches and falling. Now, we've gotten a number of photos of the damage from last night's storms that we want to share one or two. This, I believe, is 14th and Stephenson Avenue in Parkersburg. And we have another one that Chris Lambert submitted. That's on a vintage home. Just two of them. If you'd like to donate your photos to be shared on the air, make certain you give us your name and the location so that we can share that on the air. As you can see, this evening's planner at 8 o'clock, we expect to be mostly sunny and still 80. By midnight, we're slipping out of the 70s and mostly clear this evening, but that'll set up fog. We'll talk about the fog, how widespread, and what's to come the rest of this week when I return. Back to you.
Thank you, Kirk. A family that lives in Belpre is displaced after a fire started in their basement late last night. The owners of the house say the fire was caused by last night's thunderstorm. The winds blew a tree branch down, which knocked down a power line. The basement of the house is damaged, as you can see, but they are hopeful they can move back in soon. Not even a full 24 hours later, the Red Cross came to help the Davis family. They say they are forever grateful for their help.
I am thankful that they are there, and I've had friends that have had their houses burn, and we know what the Red Cross can do, and it was very thankful. She called in the middle of the night and told us what she could do for us.
They got out of the house safely, but one of the family's pet cats passed away. The Parkersburg Bridge Partners Group is making more progress on the Memorial Bridge's opening. In preparation for the reopening of the Memorial Bridge, the Bridge Partners will open pass registration on August 1st. Bridge Partners General Manager Terry Velligan says people who want to register can go to the walk-in center on 2001 Garfield Avenue or over the phone. Velligan adds this is a huge step. He says this marks one step closer to the bridge being back up and running.
We're excited about the opening of the bridge. First and foremost, we're excited about opening the walk-in center. So I think people will be pleasantly surprised when they come in and create their accounts and get ready for the opening of the bridge later on this fall.
Those holding toll tickets purchased prior to the closing of the Memorial Bridge will need to bring those tickets to the walk-in center to earn MOV Pass account credit. More information on what you will need to bring to set up your account, you can head to WTAP.com for more information. This weekend, the historic Harmer Days Festival will return to the west side of Marietta for the 30th year. The three-day festival started as just a community event to celebrate the west side of Marietta. It has since turned into a festival that people from across the country come to visit for the weekend. Board member Allie Schulteis says everyone should be excited for a newer look for the Harmer Days Festival.
This year, I really wanted to focus on all of the art that we have in our community. We have such a massive art community, we're adding in more live artists. So we've got 7 live art demonstrations that are happening over the weekend. They're about an hour each, spread throughout Saturday and Sunday, and those will be in Harmer Park here. And so that was a really big focus for us this year, was wanting to shed light on the art community and how much talent we have in our area.
The Harmer Days Festival will officially kick off for the weekend this Friday at 6 p.m. and will run through Sunday evening. The annual Butter Cow Sculpture theme has been announced for 2023. The Butter Cow Sculpture display is a staple of the Ohio State Fair and has been there since the early 1900s. This year's Butter Cow display honors notable Ohio inventors. The display is quite literally a life-size sculpture of a cow and calf made up of more than 2,000 pounds of butter. The tradition has evolved over time to include a mystery sculpture that honors the state of Ohio.
We get the butter delivered here a couple days before we show up. It's a 55-pound block, so it takes a while for it to become a consistency all the way through where you can sculpt with it.
You can see the Butter Cow sculpture in the Dairy Products Building at the Ohio State Fair in Columbus, Ohio. The Gallia County Hope Coalition will hold its second annual Prevention Day at the Gallia County Junior Fair. The youth event will be in the Fairgrounds Bill Gray Pavilion on August 2nd from 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The Hope Zone features giveaways, a bingo hunt, and a drug-free dance party with Rockin' Reggie. Community Program Coordinator Shannon Dalton says the coalition wants to bring a positive message to the community as well as sharing positive coping skills for children and caregivers.
Building that relationship with your kids, and it's not just the, oh, well, you're having issues with this. It's not when they have the issues, it's just being able to talk about it. Or if you hear about something that went on in the school, you can use those as those topic starters. It doesn't mean that your kid's necessarily engaging in those behaviors, but at least you're helping build that preventative wall upstream.
We will have more information about the Hope Coalition tonight at 10 and 11. Still ahead, Pleasants County Commission President Jay Powell says the purchasing agreement signed by Omnis Fuel Technologies last week has been approved by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission.